welcome back to It's a Film Thing, our UWI Film Program podcast. Here at the UWI Film Program, we love to make films, we love to talk about them, we love to watch them. If you know, you know. My name is Hallie Lewis, and I am your host today. I am so happy to be with y'all, so excited. So today we're going to be doing things a little bit differently. You know, normally we would be in the seated setting, but today we're sort of doing a red carpet type of vibes. So there's a lot of buzz and excitement going on right now at the UWI Film Program because everybody is awaiting the premiering of their projects at our screening, at our annual screening. We have an overwhelming amount of support from the public, and we just want to thank you so much. So just getting straight right into it, I'm here with my colleague Stephen Jones, who is looking very fresh. How are you doing today, Stephen?
I'm good.
So we've just completed our first year of the UWI Film Program together. This is my boy. So the year just flew right past. One down and two more to go. So let me just put the spotlight on you for a minute, okay? I worked with you as your producer on the film Lead Pipe, which you wrote and directed. So after being deferred by his father, a young man must make a life-changing decision after his friend is murdered. So we want to take a look at a quick clip and we'll be back. Right, so Stephen, what was your overall experience working on set, directing an entire film production? What was that like for you?
It came with its challenges, but overall it was a good experience. I really liked working with the crew that I did. Shout out to everyone in our year group.
Me? And everybody else, yes.
But it was a really good experience. I feel like we had a tight deadline, but all of that made us better.
Can you tell me about, some of your favorite set experiences or just some of your favorite moments with working with everybody?
I really like the outtakes.
Yeah.
Hopefully everyone gets to see it at some point.
I'm so happy for everybody to see the bloopers. I'm so excited.
But I think that those lighter moments were really good.
Right. Okay. Yes, definitely. And we definitely needed it with, how brutal it can be a little bit with all of the workload. So do you find yourself gravitating towards a particular style of directing, or perhaps that may be influenced by a particular director or film?
Yes. I really like Damien Marcano.
Okay.
Who, as you know, did Cheese and God Loves a Fighter.
Right.
I really like his the subject matter that he deals with. I think that right now in my phase of directing, I think that I'm in that phase where I want to deal with more serious subject matters. So things like crime, violence, those kind of things, domestic violence, those themes right now I'm gravitated towards that.
Okay. And were there any challenges you experienced during production? Yes, there were, guys. Can you please tell us, one particular issue and how you worked your way through that?
Well, the first issue was the location.
Yes.
As you know,
we had to switch it a couple times.
Yeah, we had to switch location, and it was kind of jarring because we actually had to switch location like 3 minutes before we started shooting, literally.
Yeah.
And overcoming that. Also, the fact that when we went to shoot the first day, we had to go back and do reshoots. That was another thing. That I think that was challenging because it was like, okay, now I have to get everybody else revved back up to do this
definitely.
again.
And it's just learning how to adapt, because we went so many times going to practice lighting at this particular street that we were filming on, and then a couple minutes as we get to the actual set day, we aren't able to film there anymore, so it was just kind of a waste of time. But we overcame it,
and it made us better. So.
Definitely. So we're excited for everyone to see it. And then can you tell us about your favorite scene from the film?
I really like the speech that 626 gave.
Yes.
I think that the lighting, the actor, shout out to Rick. I think he nailed that scene. I think
Definitely.
when you all see the film, definitely that part was the exclamation mark at the end of the film. I think everyone really was engrossed in what he had to say.
Definitely, and it, I don't know, it just gave the essence of neo noir. Like this is a neo noir film. Okay,
Yeah.
so we want to take a look at a quick clip, and we'll be back.
Now see you see my face, you better tell nobody nothing. And tell your brethren, friend and them who you be lying man with. Tell them 626 kill him, right? And if the name man, tell them come for me.
No be sending no threats, sir.
But I don't care, boy. But let you go, boy. He ain't gonna do nothing.
Yeah.
Right. So thank you very much, Stephen.
No problem.
Yes. So we just met up with Stephen Jones. So now we want to meet up with my other friend and colleague, Kareem Ali, who co-wrote and directed the film Dinner for Reconciliation. So welcome, Kareem, who looks like Steve Jobs today. He looks so lovely today. So your short narrative examined the deteriorated relationship between a father and son, hopefully on the cusp of repair. So we just want to know a little bit about your thought process when you were writing the script. How did you come up with this idea?
Well, one kind of the idea for Dinner for Reconciliation, it came from past themes of my life, so I can integrate it within the script as well.
Yeah.
As well as I plan to make food an integral part of the theme. And when writing it, the biggest question came up is how do we make a dinner scene intense?
Right. How do we make it interesting?
Yeah, how do we live it up, you know, how do we get the drama?
Yes, the drama, the melodrama. Yeah. Okay. And can you tell us a little bit about directing a script that you wrote? Like, take us on that journey from concept to screen.
Directing the script was both the most hardest, but the most funnest thing I've ever gotten to do.
Yeah.
Because there was so much thought process and ideas throughout the film.
Yeah.
And like, there were so many ideas that Emily and I, what we wrote together.
Yeah.
Some stuff was scrapped, but ultimately we came with a really great script, a really tight script.
Definitely. It was really well done.
It was really well.
And actually, fun fact, it was 10 minutes long. It was a 10-page script, but they managed to make
we had to cram it down into 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But if I ever do get the opportunity to come back, I would always love to expand it because I did leave the story rather open-ended.
Yeah.
And that may upset some people,
yeah,
but
this could be an entire universe.
Yeah.
An entire multiverse of stories, okay? Definitely. So was there a particular message you were hoping to leave with the audience or no?
Yes, there was a particular message I planned to leave with the audience. The message was in particular that sometimes relationships between either friends or family, they grow apart, they stray from each other. And that's perfectly fine. It's human even for these things to happen. So at the end of the day, we're all just humans and it just happens and it's okay because it's a part of life.
Definitely, a human connection, human story. I love that. So can you tell us what your favorite scene of this was?
Ooh, I have a lot of favorite scenes.
I know. Tell me.
But one of my favorite scenes would have to be when the climax is about to happen, the big catalyst and everything.
Yes.
So no spoilers or anything, but it really is something
and some
amazing.
Flashbacks
And all
happen.
of those things. And some drama, some flair.
Some melodrama. Okay. I love that. So we are both year 1 film students. So were there any techniques or theories that you might have learned that you intentionally utilized in the film? So like, you know, film movements, neorealism.
There was a couple actually, but one that I had in my brain, because it was more of a conversation, was to keep the 180-degree rule in hand.
Yeah.
That's what I told my AD and everyone. Remember, the 180-degree, that is important.
Definitely.
We have to keep the 180-degree in contact.
Definitely. It can get confusing sometimes.
Yes,
you can forget. But yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Is there a favorite director that you might have pulled from for this film? I already know who it is, but yes, go ahead.
I could see it.
Yes! Please tell the audience.
Oh yeah, well, I pulled from mainly Wes Anderson
Wes
and Charlie Kaufman himself, because
Yes.
Charlie Kaufman has a way of writing his scripts, and Wes Anderson was more of the aesthetic for the film as well.
Definitely.
But I did take the Caribbean history course this semester, so one of the films that kind of utilized, especially towards the ending, that I really particularly liked was The Hard As They Come. That film kind of influenced the ending, because a lot of Caribbean films, they just end, like there's not really a happy ending, there's not really anything concise.
Right.
So I took that into play when writing the script.
Okay, that's really, I just want to say I'm so proud of you. Like,
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. My boy. So what are your feelings right now going into the studio and presenting your film to the public?
Oh my god, okay, so it's a lot of nervousness.
Yes.
And that's a given, but I'm really excited. I'm really excited to present it, because both with Lead Pipe and the recognition, we really came through and we pulled through.
Yeah, we did.
We did.
And I really am
yes.
so proud of you. Yes, but this was Kareem, everyone. Thank you
for
so
having
much.
me.
Yes, and congratulations.
Yo.
Okay, so don't go anywhere. We are going to be back with the year twos very, very shortly. Okay, so we're back. So for those of you who do not know, there are many different forms of films. So of course there's narrative, there's experimental, and of course documentaries. So at the UWI Film Programme, all film production students are required to take part in a documentary film. So here we have Miss Anya Aching, who's in her frat boy vibes today. She's a year 2 student here at the program. So Anya, we just want to look at a quick trailer of your documentary 868. Show the clip.
Anywhere you come from, coulda up, you coulda down, blessings on my nation. Ooh, this city can't hold me, my vibe's too high, and my heart it told me jump right now, you will touch the sky. Million people coming down, dancing to a song. Love is life and life is love, blessings from above. Can you feel the love that's in the air? Well, if you feel it, let me hear you say, dancing, moving everywhere.
Okay, so Anya, skating, why? Let's get the background story.
Okay, so you really want the background story?
I do. I want the whole thing.
I wanted to be a skater girl.
You did?
If you couldn't tell.
I thought, no, like I thought you were. I
no,
really thought you
I'm
could.
not well.
Really?
I'm not because of this. So, when I was younger, or like 10, I wanted to be a skater girl, right? And so my parents got me a skateboard. I'm riding around on this. But I'm like, it's lonely, you know, you want to skate with friends.
Yeah.
None of my friends were skating. It was just me. And then I realized there's no other place to skate besides like my yard. So it was really discouraging, so I quit.
Sure.
And then I would say around like 13, 14, I got like a penny board. Skated around on that for a little bit. Again, got discouraged. There's no one to skate with. There's no place to skate.
Yeah.
And then when I was around maybe 18, some of my male friends, they were skating, like actually skating. And they were like, yeah, Annie, we go down to the warehouse. You know, you should come with us. And I mean, at that time, I'm like getting into photography down at Shagram.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, yeah, bet, I'll come with you all. So I'm taking pictures of them skating. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I want to get back into skateboarding.
Yeah.
So that kind of reunited my want for it.
For sure.
So when we got the opportunity to do this documentary, I was like, okay, I have to do it on skating.
Yeah.
So that was
very
reconnecting with skating again. So.
Yeah, really amazing work, guys. You know, your trailer was beautiful.
Thank
your
you.
cinematography was top tier.
Thank you.
Okay, your film it has a lot of movement, so there are a lot of tracking shots, moving shots from like so many different angles. We see you use fish lens, all this kind of thing. I love that you use a GoPro on a skateboard. So everybody is gonna really feel that movement. So can you talk a little bit about your the composition of those shots? Like, what were your intentions for that?
Okay, so I had two intentions. I wanted the audience to feel like they were skateboarding with the guys.
And you definitely do.
And I wanted you to also feel like you were in the space with them, because the space is very important to them, because I said no real space to skate. You just skate where you can. So I wanted the audience to really feel like, okay, yeah, we're in this space with them. So that's why we have a lot of like aerial shots with the drone. We use an FPV drone, and we use the DJI Air 3.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, so how difficult was it, would you say, getting such immaculate shots in public places?
Honestly, it really wasn't that hard, you know.
Okay.
Like, I thought when we went to town to skate, we were skating in front of the Treasury, nobody stopped us, nobody like had an issue with it, and I was like, okay, yeah, cool, like, let's go, and then the guys were like, let's go to Hall of Justice.
Okay.
And I was like, guys, I didn't want to show that I was like a little like, I wonder if we're gonna like get told off.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna show them that I'm a little concerned, we're just gonna go. And so I think a lot about what filmmaking is like taking risks and just seeing what happens.
Definitely.
So a lot of the shots that you see was just us having fun, playing around with the equipment that we had.
Experimenting.
Yeah, and so
nice.
Yep, it was nice to you.
Yeah. So what scene would you say you're particularly proud of, and why?
For sure, Hall of Justice. So when we
That was a
skated
good
there,
shot.
those shots were just iconic, personally. I think that was one of the first times they skated there as well. So everything that they were trying was just kind of like brand new, on the spot. Let's try this.
Yeah.
And so my favorite shot was we're panning around Chris's feet, and in the next shot he jumps off the Hall of Justice banner and skates right into the road. And I was just like, these guys are insane. I love it.
I'm so
again.
excited. I really am so excited to see
Yeah.
the film. Congratulations once again. This
Thank you
was
so much.
Anya, everybody. Okay, we'll be back. So I'm here with Andre Pacheco. Andre, how you doing?
Fine, and you?
I'm good. So you are the director of Liquid Sunshine. Liquid Sunshine takes viewers on a journey into the life of Navin, a passionate coconut farmer with a quirky personality and a deep connection to his community. So we want to take a look at a quick trailer, and we'll be back.
I work hard, I'm healthy, I eat good, I live good. And no matter what, I enjoy what I just do. So even though it's coconut work, I enjoy it, and it's mind releasing and stress releasing for me. I enjoy my holiday every day on it. Well, when I was a little boy, I used to go secondary school, but them boys from the village where I used to make my break school and go to pick coconuts. And I get to like the money, and I didn't like the school no more. So I ended up starting climbing coconut tree for them boys them. Every day was his stories in my life. Every day. I feel too we should go today and make our own story. And you'll see what it's going to be like. I work for 100 boss man already. And the 100 I work for, all of them outsmart man try to rob me at the end of the day. But when I run in this show, I don't rob no workers and I don't rob no customers. I do everything straight. The right thing. I believe in the right thing. No wickedness. And that's the only way to prosper and make it in this life.
Most persons in Trinidad and Tobago drink coconut. It's a refreshing, hydrating drink for us. I don't personally love it, but everybody around me does. So why do a documentary on this? What made you want to choose this topic?
Because it's niche, and I think that niche stories are stories that deserve to be told.
I think so.
I don't like looking at things that It's too commercialized. It's done. It's overdone.
A million times.
Yeah, I like original stories that.
Definitely.
And people keep saying there's no original stories left, but that's a myth.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that answer. So you would have completed the year-long documentary course that all of us have to take in year 2 that led you to this film. So can you tell us a little bit about what you've learned from that course and how you were able to apply it? So anything from research methods, interview styles, camera work, techniques?
I've learned how to make your subject comfortable with being behind a camera, because when doing documentary specifically observational, it's really important that you have a connection with your subject, which you need to take time to develop, so they would be comfortable being in front of a camera and would be able to be their true self.
Okay, definitely noted for my next year. So, also, are you aware of the trending topic of the increasing prices in coconut water due to shortage?
I am, in fact. That was one of the things that sort of pushed me in this direction, because when I started doing this doc, though, it was a really small story, just a community-based thing where, you know, people would say they're not getting it.
Yeah.
It wasn't to where it is now, where it's being covered on the news, and it's a bigger situation than it was then. So it's really interesting seeing how that developed, especially after doing a documentary on the topic.
Definitely seeing it come alive and really getting into the
Exactly.
story. Very nice. So, before I let you go, do you have any tips for the incoming year 2 students?
I would say be realistic, but do whatever it takes to bring that image in your mind to life.
Thank you very much. Congratulations again on Liquid Sunshine. I can't wait to see it. This was Andre, everybody. All right, so now we are here with some graduate students. We are here with Angelina and Sahai. How are you guys today?
We're great.
We're great. Good. So your film, Lagley, was last year's Capstone film, and I am personally very, very, very excited because I saw the trailer from last year when I was not a student. When I came to last year's screening, and I saw the trailer, but I never got to see it, so I'm gonna get to see it. So Lagley is a story about Moses, a young farmer reeling from the death of his father. He struggles to decide whether to pursue education or stay home and fill the void left by his father. So we want to take a look.
You know what this is?
A tree.
Bird. This sap here, we use it to stop birds from flying high.
I wish you didn't go and leave us like this so soon.
College is a rich boy's dream, man. Your father didn't go college, you know. But he managed to provide for all you. You have to start taking life seriously. What do you decide? You're going or you're staying?
Now, Miss Angelina, you were a producer on the film, and Sahai, you were both a producer and editor for the Capstone film Lagley. So, Angelina, for our viewers tuning in, can you tell us a little bit about what a film producer does?
Right, so at least in my experience, we handle every department within the film itself, so we're creating the workspace. So what I had handled was, well, alongside our casting director, Akel, so we did cast, setting up locations, that I had help with Sahai as well.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Yeah, so we organize locations, sets, organize schedules, budgeting, and that's pretty much an overview. And then getting into post-production, that's where you craft the actual product itself, and Sahai could speak more about that.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about your experience as a producer?
My experience was making sure that every day was a productive day on set.
Okay.
And as Angelina said, she did most of the budgeting and those things, and I just made sure that we followed the paperwork that Angelina provided.
Gotcha. So I wanted to know a little bit about your approach to the financing and the budgeting, as well as the time management for Lagley, because we know how easy it is on a film set to go over budget and schedule. So tell us a little bit.
You were so right.
Yes.
Budgeting was hard.
Yes.
Scheduling was very hard. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it was a lot of working, well, specifically for the schedule, it was a lot of working with your cast and crew, cast being first priority, figuring out the days that they are available. And especially being a student film, we have to be very malleable with our schedules. So accommodating them as best as possible. We were on set for about 8 days, which is long for a student film, and that's definitely was reflected within the budget itself. But for budgets, we were very grateful because we got a lot of sponsors, some prop sponsors, and a lot of monetary sponsors as well. So budgeting, it did take a moment for me just because that was something that was very new.
Yeah.
But all in time and all in understanding, we were able to craft a budget that allowed us to be very flexible within our scheduling. And it came together well for the most part.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely. So the producer is the glue for the entire production. So how is it being a liaison between director, writer, cast, crew for both of y'all?
Right. So, I mean, there is definitely a bit of conflict, but that comes without saying on a set, especially a student production.
Definitely.
But hearing everybody out and just having to providing a space for everybody to voice their concerns and trying to manipulate the production to have everybody be as creative and as productive as possible, that was definitely what I was focused on. So that was my priority in just trying to be a liaison between everybody. So
Gotcha. And Sahai?
Everything Angelina just said. And I think I had to really stay hands-on with the director and just understand what she wanted for the film and be able to provide that for her. And provide the space where she could carry out her creative direction.
Okay, very nice. So also, Sahai, we know that the producer is responsible for so many creative decisions. As you mentioned, you were kind of working with the director a lot. So were there any challenges during the film production process? I'm sure there must be. On a set, there always is.
Yeah. Well,
but can you tell us about any?
trying to stay on time.
Yes.
Was a very, very big problem that we faced. Sometimes, things happen and some members of crew couldn't make it, so another member has to step in. So, for instance, the cinematographer can't make it, so the other cinematographer backup will have to step in.
Okay.
And that was most of the problems that we faced.
Nice. So how was it working together?
It was fine.
It was fine. Okay.
It was fine.
it was great.
Okay, good. And then, it was so funny. As an editor, Sahai, was it difficult editing this film? What was your favorite scene?
My favorite scene will be, spoiler alert, the scene of the mother crying, because, it was emotive. The actor did a good job.
Yeah.
The music as well that we got scored fits the scene well, so that's probably my favorite scene.
Okay. All right, thank you guys. This was Angelina and Sahai. We'll be right back. All right, so now you've seen year ones, you've seen year twos, you've seen some graduates. Now we want to get to the year threes who are graduating now. So we're here with Christian Woldroff. So the meeting, this is your capstone film project that you wrote, right?
Yes.
Yes, so this is the thesis film for the program. So we are so proud of you and congratulations on completing the BA film degree, okay? Our dreams here at UWI. Okay, so your film, The Meeting, tells the story of a domestic abuse survivor who decided to take matters into her own hands. So we want to take a look at the trailer and we'll be back.
Said your heart's on God and ocean view, so what? Said you lost a lot of friends, it's true, so what? So what? So what am I supposed to do? 'Cause
I thought nobody really know when the people around them neighborhood know. I wonder what Suzanne make.
All right, so Christian, as I said before, you wrote the script. Excellent job. So in Trinidad and Tobago, domestic violence is quite prevalent. So can you please give us some insight on your thought process being a male script writer, writing such a complex script for a female lead and a female director?
It wasn't as complex as it might seem given those contextual parameters.
Yeah.
I will say, as someone who spends a lot of time writing and enjoys doing it,
Yeah.
I have developed an appreciation for just good stories. I don't really care where it comes from. I don't care whose story it is. I don't really care what it's about to a certain point. So I just sat down and I did my best to write a good story with the idea I was given. I
Okay.
just said, how do we make this good regardless of, you know, the theme and whatever material is part of it. If I'm going to be completely honest, I did not think too much about the fact that it was a female-driven story. That's stuff that's only occurring to me now as I hear everybody try to, you know, put it in a framework where we can promote it.
Right.
But at the time, didn't really cross my mind at all. I just sat there and I thought, this situation, how do we flesh it out properly? How do we add the correct angles and faces to it that it needs to have to come across realistically?
Okay, so how do you feel seeing your script on screen? Do you feel that the film captured the story as you first envisioned it?
Yes and no. Regarding the energy I think a story like that needed to have, we got that. We got the cinematography, we got the lighting, the visual tone, which then translates to, you know, how the film will make the audience feel. So we got that down. So props to everyone who contributed to that part of it. But to say that it came out exactly as I envisioned initially, if I have to be honest,
Yeah.
not really.
Okay.
Because the script went through quite a few major drafts, each of which were, you know, fine-tuned in their own way, but there were, let me see if I can remember, about 3 or 4 major drafts, and there are some aspects I think it would have been better if we included parts from the older draft to, you know, layer things a little bit better. But I can't say it's all bad, and I do believe that 80% of what I think this should be, it is.
Period. I'm very glad to hear that. So can you tell us a bit about, like, what your favorite scene was?
I would have said the ending scene, the dinner scene, because that was one of the parts that didn't come out as written, but I do believe it still did what it needed to do. Although seeing the film now, in its more or less completed state, I think that beginning scene, there's a shot right before the beginning, the title and stuff plays, where she's in the doorway, kind of framed by the red. I don't know if anyone has seen it.
I think I know what you're
yeah,
talking
but we put it on our second poster because we have more
Okay.
than one. I love that. I love
Okay.
that. It's not very long. It doesn't do much when you look at a scene and what a scene should do, but it just looks great,
Right.
and I love it.
Period.
So that.
Okay, thank you so much for talking to me today.
No problem.
Congratulations again on your degree and on this film, The Meeting.
Thank you.
This was Christian Waldroff, everybody. We'll be back. All right, so we are back talking about the meeting here with the director, Cassidy. Cassidy, welcome. How you
Thank
doing?
you.
Yes.
I'm great.
Yes, my girl here, okay. So, Cassidy, I know that you have several films under your belt at such a young age. You were the director, as I said. So, what influenced your choice for casting? You have some veterans here, like Penelope Spencer and Saran Clark. What was your experience directing these actors?
Honestly, like the minute we had the script, I know that there were certain people that I knew had to act
You
in
had
it.
in your mind.
I didn't know if they would have said yes or no because, as you mentioned, they are veterans and they're very busy.
Right, yeah.
But directing them was a blast, and what I loved the most, Saran plays the lead character, and what I loved the most was that she added so much layers to the character.
I can see
really,
that in just the few scenes that I saw.
Yeah, because, you know, like in my mind, I would have, okay, this is how this character is going to act. And then Saran would add like different layers to that. And I'm like, okay,
yeah,
we can go with that.
We'll go with this.
So it was wonderful. It was wonderful working with them.
Definitely. Can't wait to see the film. So there are various elements that support the development of the narrative, but we'll briefly touch on a few. So we want to talk a little bit about cinematography and lighting. What was the look that you were hoping to achieve, and did you achieve it?
Yes, okay. Well, I was looking for more dark, warm colors.
Right.
But at the same time, I really wanted to play with different colors. So like blues, yellows, browns, and mainly because throughout the film, the character goes on an emotional journey.
Yeah.
And I wanted the lighting and everything that the audience sees to kind of
To
like
mirror it.
Yeah, to mirror that emotional journey. Yeah.
Nice, very nice. Yeah, I know you use a lot of like bright colors, especially that red,
Yeah.
the red in her dress, the red in the windows, all that.
But even the red too was also to add like a escapist kind of aspect to it because I didn't want it to feel too I don't know what to say documentary
Realist?
or too yeah, I didn't want it to feel that much. I wanted to give it like an escapist psychological vibe.
Sure. Okay, that's super interesting. So we tend to overlook costuming and set design. So can you tell us how your team was able to use them to orchestrate the overall aesthetic to the viewer, particularly the Caribbean viewers? Is there anything, you know, specific Caribbean aesthetic you maybe went with?
I think the Caribbeanness came in with what you've heard. So the accents, obviously, was there. But also there were like certain phrases that, I don't know if to say only Trinidad or Caribbean people in general would know. So like Penelope says, she would make me send my soul today, you know?
Oh, okay,
and that's like a very, I guess, homey thing you would hear all the time. As well as the buying scrap iron or battery buying kind of
okay.
But in terms of the costuming, we wanted to play with like the animalistic theme. So I don't want to I don't want to give out the film too much, but the main character's clothing definitely gives that animalistic vibe.
Yeah, I remember we talked about it. So like, you know, no spoilers, but I'm very excited to see it. So can you talk to us, you mentioned sound and accents and all that, so can you talk to us a little bit about the sound being instrumental in the production of the film, to the fidelity of the subject matter of domestic abuse and all that?
Yeah. Okay, well, I just want to reiterate that my main focus, and I think Christian would agree, our main focus wasn't just to focus on the domestic abuse, but it's really to focus on the psychological, emotional, and mental aspect of it.
Okay.
Yeah. And so audio was like, sound was a huge part of that. And there are some songs in it that audiences would not expect. And then there are some things that I personally wanted audiences to feel uncomfortable listening to.
Okay.
Because domestic abuse is not a comfortable thing.
Yeah,
you know?
You shouldn't feel comfortable.
Exactly, and what the main character does in the film, you should not feel comfortable.
No, not that either.
Yeah, so I wanted to use, like I was telling Jovan, he did ADR and Foley, Andre did music. I was telling them, you know, let's be creative, let's do something that's like out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
And also let's make people feel uncomfortable, because why not, you know?
Yeah, no, exactly. Wow, that's really exciting. So can you tell me what scene you're most proud of? Or your favorite scene?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Or just one that you really like a lot?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. But what I could say was that there was one scene in particular where I learned a lot as a director.
Okay.
There was a scene where she was cooking. She was cooking.
Cooking what?
She was cooking. And the way that we had to film that, because of our budget, I had to come up with a very creative way to direct that scene. I don't know if I should say that on cameras yet, because nobody hasn't seen the film.
No spoilers.
But the scene with her cooking was the one that I learned the most as a director. But I don't have a favorite scene.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this was Cassidy, everybody. Cassidy, congratulations on graduating. Congratulations on this film. I know you worked your butt off. So yeah. All right, guys. Yes, but it's a film thing. We are so happy that you joined us here today. Please like, share, and subscribe. And we will see you next time for our next episode. Bye-bye.